Right, before we get into that conversation, let's talk about some matters business. In the Elam Investors Pulse for the first quarter of 2025 shows a decline in the consumer spending index, highlighting a shift in expenditure patterns. The report shows that consumer spending dipped, though higher income segments continued purchasing additional non-essential items. Jimmy Mbogo has more.
The Elam Investor Pulse shows that players in the education sector have been forced to job hope in an effort to increase their income, with educators opting to offer their services to the private sector, trading job security for a higher payday. According to Jad Murigi, the head of research at ICA Lion Asset Management, Kenyans have also turned to investment to supplement their incomes, with banks, SACCOs and chamas taking up a significant chunk of their savings.
However, what was interesting is that unlike in the past the increase in spending has been attributed to higher prices. This time we saw a bigger proportion of the higher spending being attributed to consumers purchasing more items, which is a positive indicator. So we saw a bigger proportion of spending being influenced by purchase of additional items as opposed to higher prices of goods.
In every economy, no matter what's going on, there'll always be a packet of individuals who are probably doing better. Last time when we released the index, we found that it was another sector.
At the same time, over 30% of individuals surveyed indicate that their income had increased compared to the previous years, representing a 5% increase in this category, which had averaged at 25%, even as another 40% claim their income had stagnated. The survey further shows that only 10% of spending by Kenyans is funded by credit, with the majority spending their cash earnings.
It's like Kenyans are finding different ways of complementing their earnings. That's the reason that's really driving the increased incomes for most Kenyans, as well as things like job hopping also is another factor that is leading to increased incomes. We've seen that the labor market continues to be fairly active, especially in terms of the formal sector.
And although the outlook is positive, experts have remained cautious amid growth, noting that while higher incomes in select sectors provide optimism, broader economic challenges, including elevated global inflation and uneven credit growth, suggest a cautious outlook for the remainder of 2025. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.